Things you'd like to see sooner cut in with them 20 stuff coming up. All right, Jeskai tempo. So at the end of the last stream, I kicked around a couple different ideas, and then as I thought about them more, I ended up mostly just sticking with what we had played last time. The only change I've made in the main deck is I turned the third Spreading Seas into a second Field of Ruin, because I felt like I wanted like one more land in some situations. In the sideboard, I'm pretty close to what we played last time, but notably I've got 2 Force of Negations here. This is like pseudo graveyard hate because it exiles Faithless Looting and Life from the Loam against Dredge. And it's also a card that's like reasonable to bring in against blue-white control, because I kind of felt like looking at my ins and outs that I was kind of light on good cards for the blue-white control matchup. This is also a card that's like not embarrassing against Tron. So it covers a lot of bases, basically. I had talked about like Nimble Obstructionist, but looking at the curve of the deck, I felt like cutting Spreading Seas for Nimble Obstructionist gave me too few 2-drops, because even though Snapcaster Mage is like in the 2-drop column here, Snapcaster Mage is really a 2 or a 4-drop, right? Because usually this is snapping back a 1-mana spell or a 2-mana spell. So in reality, I don't actually have that many 2s in this deck. A couple people had asked about Wall of Omens. Wall of Omens versus Spreading Seas is an interesting discussion. I think overall Spreading Seas is probably better because Tron is certainly a harder matchup than the matches where Wall of Omens is going to be blocking for you. The upside of Resto being able to blink Wall of Omens to draw a card is nice, but I don't think that's necessary, and I think having Spreading Seas as extra Tron hate is valuable. Will do, Han Solo. Thanks for the tier 2. Hey, Web Geek. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for shipping your Prime this way this month and keeping me employed. Watery Grave into Prismatic Vista. The Bauble Storm. It's one of those artifacts. Oh, this is Urza's deck, right? Is that the Sacred Foundry deck? Definitely Sacred Foundry Urza deck. Yeah, the Spell Queller is going to be a little bit slow on the draw here, though, I think. It's awkward that I don't have a blue source here, because I can't, or a white source up, so I can't path and then untap and Spell Queller. I consider winning the die roll. It's a good line in Modern, honestly. I'm dead at this point, right? Alright, so question. Do I prefer Rest in Peace or Surgical Extraction this matchup? I feel like I don't want both. Which of the two? Yeah, I think it's not Rip. I think my Snapcaster Mages tend to be good here, right? Yeah, Stony comes in. This actually exiles Sacred Foundry, which is nice. Do I want Path for Rip or Path for Urza? I probably want Path for Urza, huh? So I trim these bolts. Do I want this Stroke over the last bolt? Stroke counters Urza. It counters Karn if they have it. It counters Whir. I think keeping Thopter Foundry off the table is pretty important, though, Burgle. I think Stroke does enough. Yeah, their deck, I agree with Bob. Their deck's just a whole lot of nothing without Thopter Foundry. I think just having, like, max ways to take that card off the table. Like, I only have 4 ways to take it off the table here, right? Yeah, we're basically boarding into a Spirits deck. Can we cut it so we have no red cards? Oh, Time Lord, I'm sorry. Here's for 1 more month where you help me go through university. Thank you for the content. And the tier 3 at that. I'm sorry, Time Lord. Oh, Ashiok. Ashiok turns off their whirs, huh? Yeah, Ashiok's probably better than the 3rd Surgical. I can't keep this, right? As good as my Stony Silence. Can I keep this? What do we think? I'm going to keep this. I think if we draw a land by turn 3, we're probably ahead. So, like, I feel pretty obligated to throw at least 1 match in this league, because if we end up 15-0 with this deck, WotC's probably going to ban it. So, I feel like I'm doing my civic duty by keeping this 1 lander and potentially throwing the match. Surgical or fetch. Technically a legal play. What makes you say you're gonna ban this deck? Mostly dripping sarcasm. It kind of feels like that. Like, this hand was a speculative keep. Earlier our mulligans were just pretty rancid, though. Gosh, should have surgical the Mishra's Bauble, obviously. Sure. Hey, Whipping Rhinos, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, we died game 1 because we were on the draw, Marty. They had a pretty good start in the play. Activates your bridge now, right? Gosh, should have surgical the Flooded Strand. Yeah, I'm just gonna Surgical the Sword now. Aether Grid's another reason to have Celestial Purge in my deck. They have Time Ravelers of their own. Yeah, the grid's gonna mess us up. I don't think that we can beat the grid next turn. I guess I have 2 Detention Spheres. So like we're at 18. So yeah, but if I have to be able to bounce it with Teferi and then also force it on the way back down. So like if I draw land, Force of Negation, that also works. I have Celestial Purge to draw. So we've got outs. If they're conservative here, we're in a good spot. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and spend a path on this. We like swapping a... Yeah, that makes sense. Because if they ever take this off the table, they can draw a card with this. Alright, we had an untapped land here. We could be in a pretty okay spot. Okay, I mean, all things considered as far as non-land draws go, that's fine. I think Force of Negation's a playable card in Modern. I think Force of Negation is a playable card in Modern. That's why I have 2 of them in my deck. Kept your speculative hand, didn't pan out. It's just how it goes. Teferi Mirage. Welcome to Magic. You used up all your land draws playing Legacy lands? Yep. I mean, that's exactly how it goes, right? You always brick and die looking for lands after you add a land to your deck. Just like fundamentally how Magic works. Stand's a little slow on the play, but I think it's fine on the play. If I was on the draw, I'd definitely mulligan this, but I'm going to keep it here. Snow-covered plains 3-bit Inspector, yep. I think my deck doesn't have that many cards that are good for Narset to hit. I also think Narset's not very good against Tron. So I'm not sure why I would want that card there. One of the things Twitch chat always likes to do with decks like what I'm playing is they like to cut all of the cards that respect the unfair decks in Tron and add infinite cards so they never lose to Jund and Blue-White, because they just have this irrational hatred for losing to fair decks. When you are far more likely to get savaged by decks like Tron in Modern. So, I think I just plus this for now. There might be merit to bouncing my Spell Queller, But then the Squadron Hawk kills my Teferi. I think I'd like to keep the Teferi around. I'm pretty sure we've played the opponent's deck more than once. It's really bad. It's somewhat serviceable against the deck that we're playing, but in general, it's like really rancid. Hey, Jay Banks, thank you for the 12-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one. Get you a sword to go with that shield. Decks like what the opponent's playing are things that Hagak really work to push out of the format. Just really bad brews. This is game 1. The issue with Artifact is that it was just a bad game. It was like playing Artifact was like taking a competitive math test. It just wasn't fun. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have just plus step free this turn. Now I have to give them an opening to cast a spell. I think I'm gonna end up trading this off. Yeah, I think using the Teferi downtick there was probably wrong. Or they just have Stone Cold Nothing going on. Sure. So if they want, they can blow this up. That's true. That's true. Because of Artifact, I know what some of the Underlords heroes do. I mean, it wasn't interesting math, Thunderwunk. It was doing Artifact was like sitting there just doing tedious arithmetic back and forth. It wasn't interesting and it wasn't fun. Like, complex, interesting math, sure, sign me up. But like sitting there doing a tedious back and forth, like, nah. Do we think they're in a Maria deck? They're probably not. Cheating death. Yes, yeah, that's what it was. It was rapid fire first grade math. That's exactly, that is an apt description. Rapid fire first grade math. Knights and Trolls, sweet. Yeah, we're gonna do Moto into Underlords today and tomorrow. And then I think I'll probably be on at some point over the weekend. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm streaming the Red Bull tournament or not tomorrow night. Did I ever bother selling my artifact collection? I didn't, because it's not worth anything. But Jeff, it had a secondary market. Your cards were worth real money. You were making an investment. They have value, Jeff. Secondary markets are great, Jeff. Secondary markets blow. It's a big part of why Artifact failed, because secondary markets blow. I'm secretly hoping that Valve... for what it's worth, the Hex secondary market was pretty awesome. I disagree with that, Jin. I think the secondary market in Hex was one of the primary contributing factors on why that game failed. There is no reason for as popular as Hex was that it should have had $200 decks and $100 and $150 decks. That was stupid. Their auction house was bad, and it was made the game expensive. I love Hex. It was a really fun game. But the real money part of it, the auction house part of it, was bad. Just plain and simple. The real money part of it prevented other people from getting into the game. I'm actually going to shock this in. Let's me veto plus opt this turn. Yeah, when things were cheap, it was convenient. Hey, morning, Isabus. Happy Thursday. I guess I keep all the ops, right? I might as well cast through it. Well, hopefully my opponent can get quelled here a little bit. If they have Path to Exile, their first spell is likely to resolve. But if they don't play into a Queller this turn, starting next turn, I'll have Queller plus Veto up, which is nice. Yeah, I like this Jeskai deck a lot, you suppose. Alright, Blast Zone is getting Ghost Quartered. Or getting Field of Runes. Can you explain? I mean, I explained in the tweet, Mark. Basically, just stop and think about it. Why have fair decks all have been bad in Modern? Fair decks are bad in Modern because they're being attacked from too many different sides. So Hagak narrows the Modern field, essentially. It's an archetype that says, hey, I'm better than everything else, and it makes the field more narrow. And it's easier to play fair interactive decks in a narrow field. It's possible that I should have fielded here and then Spell Queller and not held up the Veto, because this does give them a window to Ghost Quarter my Field of Ruin now. I'm also not sure I can beat Ranger of Eos here. Maybe I should have just let the Mind Sensor happen. It's just so much damage. Hex, Parasite, 3-bit Inspector. I can beat Ranger of Eos if it only gets bad guards. Can definitely do that. Sure. Yeah, I've seen some Esper Shadow lists playing Ranger of Eos and X Parasite together. It seems sweet. Do I want to attempt to block with this? I don't think so. I guess they just Ghost Quarter me if I do. Seems less than ideal. Hey, Zoblin. Thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is there an Esper deck you'd recommend in Modern? Nope. Definitely want Sacred Foundry or a white source in general here. Bolt's a good draw. Bolt will let me deal with the Ranger. Nope. Rawaz, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I guess Esper Shadow's okay. Ooh, we did 4-1 with blue blackmail. That's true. I forgot about that. Pithing Needle. Sure. Is this just naming 3-mana Teferi? It could name Celestial Colonnade, but like... Yeah, name 3-mana Teferi. That's fine. So now we like start the slow grind here, right? This is game 2 and we're up a game. Yeah, some people really don't like Snapcaster Mage. I'm technically winning the 3-turn race here, so maybe I'm just supposed to attack with all 3 of these. Like, I have so much protection for them in my hand. Yeah, we do, Marty. You find Wrath of God. Martyr Sands. Nope. Okay. Their last card is Hex Parasite, right? Yeah. This is 8. If I flash this in, they're dead to Lightning Bolt, right? They have no cards in hand, so they can't gain life with this. This game would have been hard if they'd have played cards with text. Yep. They have Ghost Quarter. So Restoration Angel is obligated to target something, but it's not obligated to blink it. Do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Are you a wizard, Harry? Spell Queller's kind of messed up. It's not bad, really. It's not bad, JPG. How are you doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic and some other games here on Twitch. I'm here 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy Constructed, this is definitely a channel for you. We play Modern and Legacy almost every morning to start, and we play some Standard in the afternoons a lot of the time. As always, love to get a shout out to my subs. I wouldn't be here day and out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I also like to plug a couple of my sponsors here really quick. Felix Gray makes premium glasses that have blue light filtering technology in their lenses. For someone like myself who spends a lot of time in front of the screen, they can help with eye fatigue, and you can check them out using my link, bit.ly/Hugo Glasses. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of artwork that they have on their website. The Vitamin String Quartet makes unique instrumental string arrangements, everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. And of course, I'd like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now, and I appreciate all y'all dropping in to spend part of your day with us here. Remember, if you're a new viewer, make sure to hit that follow button if you're enjoying the content. Hey, Dougie, thank you for the 12 months of support. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. This hand is more than reasonable, so let's snap it up. Someone asked if we were playing Standard this afternoon, and we are not. I am taking a hiatus from playing Standard until the new set drops on Tuesday. I just needed a break. Yep, exactly. Base for it. The current Standard format has been a little bit taxing for me. Just like needed a change. Dredge, yep. All right, so spread your green source, attack for 1. Now, once upon a time, you could occasionally race the dredge deck with burn spells, but these days the dredge deck gets to play. These days the dredge deck starts at 32 life because of Creeping Chill. Oh, and look at that, they hit 4 prized amalgams. You hear there's talk of banning Little Teferi in Standard. They'll only ban Little Teferi in Standard if they love us and want us to play more Standard. I'm looking forward to next week because the first week of set release, a lot of people will be playing sweet new ideas and brews and trying out new cards, but I think if Teferi stays legal once the format settles down a little bit, it's not going to be a good time. Am I just like boarding in 12 cards here? Is that actually where I'm at in life? I think the 12 card board in is actually where I'm at in life in this matchup. What do we think of this? Maybe I split the bolts and helixes. I think Helix is better than Bolt in this matchup, right? Because being able to race occasionally with it is good. Yeah, me too, Bob. Do we like this? I think I like this. This is 60 cards. Let's give it a try. Corn Chips, thank you for the 12 months of support. I appreciate that. Get you a sword to go with that shield. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. If you're someone else who's really spent on Standard and you're looking for something to play over the weekend and you're not into Magic Online, Underlords is a really fantastic game. Would highly recommend. And not only is it free to play, but you literally can't give them money. So, pretty good. Okie doke. I'm buying a tablet today to play Underlords on. Nice. Yeah, Underlords runs, it runs really well on my yoga tablet, which has been my couch game lately. We don't restrict cards in Magic Standard format. So I'm not going to fetch here because I know there's a mountain on top of my deck. I'm going to go ahead and Surgical their Stinkweed Imp. Hopefully slow him down. Alright, so how did we sideboard? We brought in Nature's Claims. We left in a Dark Blast. Blood Gas. What'd they trim? They trimmed some Golgari Thugs, maybe? They have all their Creeping Chills still. Man, what did they actually cut? Wild. And take a picture because it lasts longer. I think games like Teamfight Tactics will increase viewership at MOBA tournaments because it's a way for people to learn skills in the game without playing the game. No, I don't think so. I think if anything, games like Teamfight Tactics and Underlords have the potential to cannibalize some of the card game viewership like Hearthstone, especially Underlords being on mobile. I think Underlords has a very real chance to cannibalize some of Hearthstone numbers. Well, that's a Surgical Extraction. Do I just take their Faithless Lootings here? Nah, I'm going to take their Golgari Thug probably. Because if they Faithless Looting, they're just going to be looting to bin the Golgari Thug. If they don't ditch a Thug this turn, I think I'm going to snap Surgical Looting. Yeah, Underlords is available on mobile. Fully cross-platform. So snap Surgicaling Thug here means that they only have 3 Life from the Loams in their deck as dredge cards, right? They only have 3 cards left with dredge. Seems good for us. For a land. If you can't spend money on Underlords, how do you win? We all know that's how you spend money. Win on arenas by spending money. Yep. It's tough. It's tough, really. Oh, they have one Dark Blast as well. So they have 3 Loams and a Dark Blast. How greedy is it? How greedy is it to click the path out of my hand? I think I can just race them before that card's relevant, right? They haven't added cosmetics to Underlords yet. I'm secretly hoping that they allow you to turn artifact cards into Underlords cosmetics, because I have a full playset of artifact cards. So hopefully they're going to let me turn those into cosmetics. That would be ideal. All right. Able to win that one on the back of our sideboard card there. Both mulliganed low, but we had our important card. And Snapcaster allowed us to recast it. Yeah, exactly, Marty. Who's ready to lose game 3 on the draw? This guy right here. I'm gonna keep. You're keeping this, aren't you? Yes. Yes, I am. Yes. Yes, I am. You know what So the worst part about Underlords is that they don't let you spend more money to win more often like Magic does. That's the worst part. The second worst part about Underlords is that you get to actually play every single game, and there's never a game like this where you just get to relax and do nothing and watch your opponent play. You have to make decisions every single game. It's actually just the stone cold worst. Monastery Mentor probably spiked on Magic Online because MTG Finance is really stupid. Jiff, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one. Magic sucks and then you die. I knew there was not enough stuff to complain about in Underlords for the average Magic player. Yep. Yep. I mean, like, that's just a game, like, there's nothing wrong with that game, right? Like, I am happy with every decision I made in that game. And that's just a fundamental part of Magic, is there's going to be plenty of games where you can look back on them and go, I'm happy with every decision I made, but I also lost and there was nothing I could do about it. Like, We boarded in 12 cards against Dredge, but sometimes you just don't get to play Magic, and you have to be okay with that. All right, let's do it. Bridge Vine. Bridge Vine. I mean, even if we 2-3 this league, that puts us at like 12-3 with the deck overall, so it's probably fine. All right, this bolt is headed in the upstairs direction. Dota Underlords, where we always make top 8. That's great. That is an A+ meme. Oh, look! We might die this turn. We could actually lose the game this turn if our opponent's lucky. You didn't realize how good Path was against them. Are you saying that sarcastically because they have an Altar of Dimension play and Path currently doesn't do anything? Is that what we're talking about? They just milled me for 2. Deal? Alright, so in response to this fetch land, I'm gonna cast the worst exile target card from a graveyard ever. Snapcaster Mage, target Lightning Bolt, Snapcaster Mage. Listen, sometimes someone's gotta take one for the team, chat. Sometimes someone's gotta take one for the team, and today, that person is Snapcaster Mage. Snapcaster's a true patriot. He really is. Oh, look. They have another bridge from below. That's excellent. Oh, you know what? I actually dropped a couple of frames. Maybe my internet had a hiccup again. Oh, just a Hogok backed up by a Demented Altar. Yeah, that's completely reasonable and beatable. I can totally beat that one. All right. So how do I want to board here? Spreading Seas is obviously bad. I think Veto's bad. Grim Boy I could take or leave. Time Raveler seems bad. I like Force and Detention Sphere. I don't think I can cut any of my creatures, so I need to be able to kill them. There was one brief moment of frame dropping and then it stopped. So if you're getting constant hiccups, that's on Twitch's end, not mine. And maybe if y'all are getting constant hiccups too, it's actually all on Twitch's end. Grimboy trades, which is nice. It's probably not good enough. Let's try this. Oh, I didn't bring in Rest in Peace. Let's do that. Oops. Almost missed the Rest in Peace. Easy peasy, easy peasy. Figured it out. Ping pong. Ping pong. Sure. I'm missing I'm missing more than blue mana, but I've got double surgical. And if I hit white, I have path as well. Hand's a little bit soft to an altar. Yep. It's not the white source I wanted for Christmas. We're dying horribly, Burgle. We died to Dredge. And we're currently down a game here. Yeah, we're 1 and 2. We 1 and 2? I think we're 1 and 2. My Jeskai cards purchase is looking mighty dumb. Bob, that's why we started losing. You know we can't do well with the deck that you want to play. Yeah, we cut half a graveyard card from our sideboard and have run into a bunch of graveyard decks. I mean, regardless of this good or bad run, that tweet from this morning is true, Marty. You know that. I would attempt to block this Neonate, but it's very menacing. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We died. Both the graveyard decks we've lost to is because we didn't have a land. We like auto lost game 1 and then like didn't get to play Magic in one of the post-board games every time. So Bridge from Below is what we refer to as an intervening if clause. So it checks on resolution of the trigger if the bridge is still there. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. They do have an altar here, which kind of sucks for us. They have a couple of Wisp-Bearers for our Rest in Pieces. They have a Cathartic Reading in their deck. Is interesting. I'll take a picture so it lasts longer. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Without bridges, altar doesn't accomplish a whole lot. It's a fair take. Is it crazy to snap Surgical the Faithless Looting to strand the Vengevine? Like, their hand doesn't really do anything, right? Is it crazy to snap Surgical their lootings? Because their hand just doesn't go anywhere at the moment. Like, their hand is Altar, Vengevine, 2 lands, and like 1 card I don't know. Well, they're gonna get to flash this back next turn, Bob. We're currently at my end step. So they're gonna get to untap and flashback looting. So I think I'm just gonna draw a step surgical them. For those that are newer to Modern and Magic, I'm surgicaling inside of their draw step because I'm surgicaling a sorcery speed card. So this gives them the chance to draw Faithless Looting for their turn, effectively giving us a chance to negate one of their draws here, which they did. They drew Faithless Looting for the turn. Sweet. All right, and they have a Hagak, but they don't have any way to get that into the graveyard. So they're kind of just sitting here doing a whole lot of nothing. No, you can cast Hagak from your hand. You can cast it from the graveyard, but you can also cast it from your hand. I should probably be attacking here, huh? You want me to path this and just start attacking? Yeah, I guess that's fair. And then I Spell Queller their next creature. This gives them a chance to find Bloodghast, though. No Bloodghast. Do 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 do. Slow ride, take it easy. Surgical snap surgical has just been like really on point today. I'm gonna Queller this because they have a Vengevine in their hand and they have a Vengevine in their bin. And if they ditch the Vengevine and draw another creature, they get to bring both Vengevines back, and that's how I lose. It does increase the clock. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead next turn now, right? Because I have the bolt. So I'll attack them for 4 and then bolt them. Is this the only bolt in my deck right now? No, I have 3. Upstairs. Their deck's a lot worse without bridges in it, huh? Deck is significantly worse without bridge. Altar is not very scary. I'm happy with how we boarded. Let's run it back. Would I run out Queller on their end step regardless? I don't think so. Hard to say. Hard to say. I don't think so. You You can tell people are really spent on Standard right now. We're currently at the top of the Magic section on Twitch, and we only have 800 people here. Is this hand good? What do we think of this hand, chat? No red mana mole, right? We're 1-2 in this league. We've had problems drawing our second and third. We've had problems drawing a first land at one point today. So here's a question. Do I spend this Surgical on the Bloodghast just to guarantee it's gone? Because if they play a fetch land next turn... I think I want a Surgical... I think I want to Surgical the Bloodghast. What is going on? I don't know where their graveyard is going. So the downside here is if my opponent... They boarded out a Wispmare. If my opponent Stitcher Suppliers into a Vengevine next turn, we could be in trouble, which is the downside to this play. So if they Stitcher Supplier into a Vengevine, we're gonna regret this. They only have 2 Vengevines in their deck though, which also makes sense. That's usually one of the cards you're trimming. So if we can avoid them finding a Vengevine on this trigger, we're gonna be good to go, I think. I did not see that deck list, Chewy, so I don't have any thoughts on it. Did they take out altars? Yeah, taking out altars makes sense. They brought in extra Silent Gravestones. Oh no, they had the altar in their hand. What are you saying? They took out altars? They had the altar in their hand. Magic, the sideboarding. Do 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 do. This is the only altar in their deck, though. You're right about that. Sleep well, sweet opponent. Swing low, sweet chariot. Come along to carry me home. Do 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 do. How many Godless Shrines do they have? They only have 1 Godless Shrine. Yeah, I think we're gonna Abrade the Carrion Feeder. So I'm not gonna play... So Field of Root is currently a wasteland, but I'm not going to play it out because I want to, ideally, if they fetch their Godless Shrine proactively, we can field them off the only white source in their deck. So I'm not showing them the field because if they draw a fetch land, I want them to fetch Godless Shrine. They already had the Wisp. That sucks. Well, I mean, we're not dead. Like, the Ashiok means we're not dead. It still sucks, though. Actually, we might be dead. I kind of hope we die this turn. I kind of hope we die this turn. They hit a bridge and they have a Gravecrawler. Yeah, they hit bridge Gravecrawler. We might lose here. And this is such a perfect example of why games of Modern tend to suck. They're very high variance, right? It's just, you ask yourself the question, did I draw my hate card, and did my opponent draw their anti-hate card? And if no, they lose to my hate card, and if yes, I lose in an unflattering manner. Yeah, they got the Hagak. I'm pretty sure we're technically not deterministically dead until they hit the second bridge, and that's the second bridge. Ooh. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Time Lord with the clutch suggestion. So, Time Lord pointing out the alt text on Ashiok. If I had put Ashiok in play, they wouldn't have been able to fetch the Godless Shrine. That's a clutch one to point out. Thank you for that. And that's like I'm playing it in the sideboard for that text and other matchups, but thinking about it stopping fetch lands isn't why it's there, but it definitely would have done that, right? So like the rest in peace wouldn't have gone away. All right. I'm gonna play the last one here because if we play the last one, I get $5. If we win the last one, I get $5. So we're gonna gamble for $5 before we change to playing Underlords for the rest of the day. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. And I was even talking about how they only had one white source, right? I was so focused on being able to field their white source that I wasn't thinking about, well, what if they have the white source and the Wispmare right away? Please be burned. Please be burned. Please be burned. Yay! We did it! We did it! Do 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 beep beep beep. Do 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 beep beep beep. Yeah, I'm taking standard off until Tuesday, Kitchen Finks. Standard just really kind of sucks right now. Come at me, Goblin Guide. Now, like, it is worth noting, because we were on the draw here, these Goblin Guides are technically going to deal more damage than the Helix is gaining back, right? Yeah, we could still be dead here. Like, double Helix in the opener is good, but it's not guaranteed. The other scary part here is, if they miss their land drop, okay, whew, wow. They have basic planes in their deck. There's someone who's been hurt by Field of Ruin before. I actually, if I win this, I'll have $95 because it cost me $10 to play this league. If you lose the basic planes, I'm unsubbing. So, I want a Helix right away here. I think there's like a pretty high chance that they would trigger Prowess on this next turn anyways. So I'm going to leave them Goblin Guide so I can continue having the chance for them to give me lands. Yay! Goblin Guide! Yeah! Goblin Guide! Yeah, that's true too. Queller guarantees blocks the guide. That's a good draw. Hey, the Force of Negations are good in this matchup too, Burgle. We were talking about like places Force could be good. This is another place where Force of Negation comes in. Yeah, you have to spend money for every match you play on Magic Online. Just gonna get my Veto in here, I think. Am I? Do I just Queller here? I'm actually gonna Queller here. I just want to use my mana efficiently, right? Because if they untap and like Bolt or Helix my Queller, the Queller still gained 3. And then this way, next turn I can go Field and then Queller plus Veto or Time Raveler plus Veto. Now, if they Searing Blaze the Queller this turn, I'm a little sad. Yeah, I've liked this deck, Ash World. We had some mistakes and some bad beats in the matches that we lost today, but one bad league doesn't necessarily put me off a deck. Playing meaningful matches on Magic Online costs you money every time you want to play. Is the TLDR. Ooh, Spreading Seas. Do I spread them off a red here? I think I spread them off a red here, right? And then I can Grim Boy this and then still have Veto up. They suspended Rift Bolt, chat. You know who counters Rift Bolt? Teferi counters Rift Bolt. Oh, oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, old pal. Oh, buddy, old pal. Spread him. Do 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 beep do 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 do. Shisha. All right, this. No, we're 1-3, man. I've made some mistakes and we've hit the bad sides of some gambles. I should bring in a Abrade because sometimes they have what's it called? Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, I directly punted one of them. And the other ones were just like, kept medium keeps that didn't pan out. What do we think of this? I don't think I want D-Sphere or Time Raveler here. I think this is fine. Did someone ask about the Legacy League this morning? The Legacy League was a dumpster fire. Land sucks. All right. Let's win one more game on the draw here, and then we'll play some Underlords the rest of the day. Remember, if you're a sub who wants to play some games of Underlords with us, be sure to pop on into the Discord server. I'm going to post party codes in there. Yep. Red Rover, let Swift Spear come over. So, do I leave myself the option to fetch Shock Path here, or do I just play a tap Steam Vents? I think I just play a tap Steam Vents, huh? It's possible, like, if they have, like, a triple 1-drop start here. Just a Rift Bolt, okay. I'm just casting this now because I don't want to get skull cracked or have them cast multiple spells to trigger prowess a bunch. Hey, Dauber, awesome. Yeah, it's fine, Marty. So next week, I'm not going to have any Underlords in the schedule, but the week after, we're definitely going to build some in to be a regular part of it. As long as I'm enjoying it, I'm going to keep it around. The YouTube videos are doing all right. Not quite as popular as Magic stuff, but they're definitely the most popular non-Magic stuff I've done to date. Goblin Guide and a Lightning Bolt. Okay. So, probably pathing both of these next turn. I'm a variety streamer. Bodo Underlords Arena. Yeah, basically. Ooh. Magma Spray on top here is really good for us, because it means I can kill both their creatures and play a tapped land instead of paying a life. I'll be posting the party codes in the Underlords channel on the sub-server. I believe it's under Other Games. Yeah, it's in the Other Gaming section. So they have 4 cards in their hand. They have a Lightning Bolt over here. They missed a land drop last turn, so they have at least 3 spells in their hand, possibly 4. That's true. If you can't find the Underlords channel, they didn't bolt me. That's interesting. If you can't find the Underlords channel, I renamed the Artifact channel to Underlords, because I wanted to get rid of the Artifact channel, but I also wanted the history there if we ever wanted to scroll back and laugh. I think I just Queller here. Yeah, their tutorial's a little bit thin. If you hang out here and watch, I do my best to talk through what we're doing and why we're doing it. Here is the monthly support towards great content from Cornfield Gaming. Thanks for the 17 months must fall. That's interesting. Yeah, that's true. You can play against the bots and fumble around yourself with no penalty, which is nice. So, something to note here when you're managing your health total against Modern Burn is I'm going to not want to crack this fetch land because the Snap Helix is putting me to... Snap Helix puts me to 10, and the difference between 9 and 10 is huge in this matchup because 9 and 10 is the difference between 3 burn spells and 4 burn spells, generally speaking. Obviously, they have a couple more copies of Boros Charm that can still make it 3, but most of their cards are going to need 3 to kill me from 10. He says, "Does his opponent cast Boros Charm?" Alright, well, now that they had the Boros Charm, I'm gonna fetch here, because the difference between 2 and 3 is about the same. Alright, for everybody sitting at home, they're at 22 and have no cards in their hand. We need a Helix or a Counterspell here. Eidolon. Eidolon's true. Eidolon is the difference between 2 and 3. I don't know, I might use the 5th line. I think it's right to fetch there. We're probably dead. Hey, look, one of their cards that kills us. Alright, we get to take the 3rd game on the plate. Cluing you in on what a good team looks like. Well, I mean, the same thing is very true of Magic, too, right, Farchild? Like I had someone else that was new to Underlords. But very experienced with Magic. They were like complaining about these things with Underlords. I was like, all of those things are true about Magic. You've just been playing Magic for so long that you're used to it. Like it's incredibly difficult to know how to get better at Magic when you're first starting out. Trial and experimentation is key. There's also a lot of different things that seem like they're very reasonably good in the Underlords game. I think I mulligan this. 2 of my lands deal damage to me. My hand doesn't have any particularly fast spells in it. Ugh, this is much worse. This is the best of the hands I've looked at. It says, this is kind of how the whole day's gone with this deck. We've, like, mulliganed close hands into unkeepable 6s, into, like, speculative 5s that never hit their second land drop. I mean, you could make the argument that Magic is all random chance with what you draw every single turn. And there's a defined set of units that could be generated from the pool, just like there's a defined set of cards that you can draw from your deck every time. Well, land drop is the first step towards not dying. That's good advice from Bob. However, if you are not clocking in the max interest rate, you probably shouldn't be rerolling. Oh. When are we playing Arena? On Tuesday. So we get to Path Monastery Swift Spear this turn, which is nice. If they don't play another creature, I'll probably click the other path out of my hand, like digging for Helix and stuff like that. Tuesday, July 2nd, when the new set releases. So that's this coming Tuesday, 5 days from now. As always, you can find my schedule on my website, which not only includes what days I'm streaming, but what I'm streaming on which days. Do my best to keep that updated as I know things are changing. Click on live stream and then schedule. This puts me to 12. Then they're going to untap and cast 4 deal 3s to me next turn. Really want them to draw lands and creatures. Yeah, this is the last league we're going to switch to Underlords. Awesome, Mozacan. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Glad they're working for you. Yep. Like, I have a Force of Negation to stop their ultimately lethal spell, but never drawing a third land here feels pretty bad. Yay, creatures! Yay, creatures! Yep. Yeah, we're gonna do sub-games most days. The code for the sub-games will be posted in the Underlords channel on the Discord server. Yep. Want to draw, like, Helix or a blue card here. So, like, now the question is, do I cast the Clique, or do I, like, just hold up the Force of Negation? I think I'm just casting the Clique. I need to kill them. Kill me. I get Searing Blazed and then die. Maybe I shouldn't have played the Clique because they played a land this turn. Maybe we'll just play Underlords tomorrow. Oh, that league. That league was a comedy of both mistakes and bad beats and just like no lands and mulligans to 5 followed by no lands. And I don't think I'd change any cards in here, but sometimes Magic just kind of sucks a fat one. And, you know, whatever. On to a game that is far less variant.